weird. Hello, boys. This is Skulltulas Yoshi with a couple of other setups, and, hey, it's been a little while coming, but we're gonna start an unusual playthrough that is not like anything else here. So anyways, my apologies for not showing this area, but this is going to be a confirmed 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. In case you didn't know what that is, I'm going to kind of briefly explain. You have to 100% all regular modes in this game, including Legend Mode, all levels cleared, and Legend Mode 100%, which is like its own category. 100% Adventure Mode, which involves collecting all heart pieces and finishing all maps. And in addition to that, the game requests that to complete the true 100%, we have to get every single warrior to a maximum level of 255. That is going to take a very, very, very long time. So to speed it up, I will only show level completions and stuff that gives you heart pieces. But thankfully, the first part will be mostly like a normal playthrough. In fact, it'll probably be very similar to a normal playthrough because we're literally just gonna go into Legend Mode and just play through it normally. So we're gonna do that, and of course we're gonna show cutscenes because why not? So Zelda's just chilling in our area when a bunch of darkness comes out of nowhere. For those of you who have not played this game, this is not a regular Legend of Zelda game. This is an RPG. Impa, the same nightmare keeps haunting me. An omen, perhaps, of dark times ahead for Hyrule. Dark times? If that is indeed true, we must locate him. We must find the reborn spirit of the hero. We'll find no fully realized heroes here. We'd be wiser looking elsewhere. And there's our main character right in the train yard. Your Highness, a horde of monsters is marching towards Hyrule Castle. Impa, prepare your troops for battle. Whoa, isn't that the princess? What's she wasting her time with us for? So I guess we just wait to hear what happened. Hey, Link. What do you think you're doing with that sword? Okay. Alright. So now we actually begin the game. For those of you who don't know, I'll briefly explain. This is actually an RTS strategy game mixed with some combat and kind of a mix of, I can never quite remember. It's, sort of like, some straight-up comic game, so basically like a fighting game. Yeah, that's right. It's like some of the classic fighting games you see, but it also has an RTS vibe to it, which I find quite interesting. So, yeah. We don't have much here. We're just going into our first little Hyrule field. And yeah. So, in case you're wondering, because this is 100%, we want to kill as many fiends as possible, and we want to especially focus on these enemies right here, the red ones. Because if we can kill some of them, that will help out a lot. Now, this is my first time playing this game in a long time, so I probably won't know what to do. Beyond that, though, I'm just going to kill all these red guys here, because they drop some items, and I need these items to upgrade my warriors later, so I need to make sure I get them. We're not going to read any of the text in the bottom. If you want to read it, feel free to. I might occasionally read it if I get down to certain points. Thankfully, this game has a couple of mechanics to help you out. For example, if you run for a certain amount of time, you'll automatically dash. Defeat enemies fills your special attack dodge. Press A to use your special attack and perform a powerful special attack. Now, this first mission is pretty straightforward. The same things will happen almost every single time. I'm gonna collect some of these. Pick up magic darts to fill up your magic gauge. When your magic is full, you can use a technique called Flow Spirit. Unfortunately, we don't really get much. Okay, now we meet this Jute, a Dragonite from the other side's called Voga. If you played Skyward Sword, you might know where he comes from, otherwise you're new. He is the Dragonite. And we can now target it onto enemies by moving other stuff. So, anyways, we'll show off our special attack, which for Link is basically a spin. It hits all the enemies. But anyways, this enemy is a little bit more trickier. To deal with him, we have to wait for him to attack, and then he will show his weak point, from which we can use attacks until that thing breaks. That's called a weak point garage break, and if we break it, then Voga can be hit for extra damage. Get out of my way, boy, he says. So after we do 50% of his health, we don't actually kill him. Instead, we trigger this cutscene, which makes him retreat. How noble. Enjoy your shared grave. It seems like nothing happens, but... And now we see that Lincoln as one of the pieces of a Triforce. Could you be? Hero? Oh. I think I skipped that a little bit sooner. I could actually write shit again. You've only hidden behind your shields, humans, and otherwise. Okay, now we can go further. Okay, so we have to kill this monster to proceed on to the next area, which is why we went down here first. Rescued the guy, and we're able to continue on here. In case you're wondering how you fail this game, if you run out of health or the main base falls, whatever the main base is, then you lose. But there's also other ways to lose as well, and we'll get to those later as we come through. Some of the main goals involve having to keep a certain hero alive, of course. make sure to complete a certain objective. Okay, a series of monsters have trapped our Sin, but by getting the item in the chest, we can just do that. Even though we could go a little bit early, I am still choosing to deal with some of the enemies. And here's the new mechanic. Exclusive to the Switch version of this game, which is the version I'm playing, you can directly change your warrior by simply using the barrel to control it. There may be times where the control of warriors will increase the scenario's progress. So now, instead of dealing with the bot mechanic of the game, which is in the original game, you had to wait for Zelda to slowly capture Westfield Keep, and then you would just be forced in there to help him out. But now, instead of doing that, you can just do this. We can change, and now we're playing as Zelda, and now we can just move to it manually. So we'll just go ahead and move straight to it. And from here, we'll show the keep mechanic, which is you basically just kill enough enemies in this area to lower down the health of this keep. And once the keep gets low enough, a boss will spawn and we can kill that as well and now capture it. This is really important to know because in order to get certain 100% objectives, including the Piece of Heart and Heart Container located in this world, we need to make sure to capture it as soon as possible. So now that we've done that, we can change to as many warriors as we want, and we could potentially change to a different one, but I prefer to change to air just because it's better. Okay, so now we have full magic. And so this is Focus Sphere. When you get a full enough boss, when you get a full enough magic meter, you can use a special attack that allows you to become more powerful while also giving you more experience for all the enemies you defeat. And that, in case you didn't know, is how we farm experience in this game, is to use Focus Spirit, because that does our stuff. Beyond that, though, there's not a lot to do in this level. This level is very linear. You basically have to follow what the game wants you to do. And as you making sure to also clear out as many of these mobs as you can. And then this appears, a golden Skulltula. For the 100%, we need every single one of them, so we're going to go straight to it. There are 260 golden Skulltulas hidden in the world. By defeating them and gathering illustration features they drop, you'll be rewarded with special bonus. Golden Skulltulas only appear within the spider's web on the map once you fulfill certain battle conditions. They flee after a set time has passed, so move quickly. You can check information on them in the given scenario screen. However, some will only appear using specific warriors or weapons. And yes, thankfully you don't need a guide for this. But anyways, we killed a bunch of enemies. So for most of the regular ones, all you have to do is kill 1,000 opponents anywhere. And once you do that, the first Skulltula will spawn. For the others, you have to complete much more tight objectives, which that's where the game can get really hard. So now for mission number 3, we have to go all the way back down here. Oh, there's a enemy close to the keep. I'm gonna stop that really quick before they get in there. There's quite a bit of people here. I'm gonna position myself and use a spin attack here. Looks like Zelda's already going towards the fairy fountain, which I'll bow a little bit. Okay, well, there's not really Oh, wow, alright. Alright, so we go through a series of other stuff, and now we can just play as Impa, so we're gonna go ahead and move him. Rather, up to this top area. So we're gonna move up here and defeat the advancing opponents here so we can seal the gate. So yeah, it's really cool when you get to do different stuff. Because yeah, the biggest difference I like about this game is that compared to the original, you can control multiple different warriors in the same battle, which is probably the funnest part about this. Okay, I'm gonna kill a little bit more here and pop back to Link here. Of course, now you can potentially see the one trolley thing about this game is, in case you didn't know, the bot is really dumb in this game and will occasionally move to attack enemies aggressively for no reason whatsoever. And it's part of what made this original version so annoying. Okay. As far as I know, one of the keeps has the first part for us. Anyway, we had to see the Great Fairy in her full beauty. So that's what all those bombs were there before. Okay, nice. Nice. We've done it. The enemy has suffered a devastating death. But there's still more coming. Each army has a morale lever. When the morale is high, your army will go brightly and stunner. When the morale is low, the army will look darkly shaded instead. Oh, boy. Yep, there's a boss. Bet you nobody accepting that. It takes a little while for him to break through the gates sometimes, so... This area is, by the way, supposed to have a normally annoying objective where you have to do a specific setup to take out this guy's weak point. But if you do this and then immediately use this special move shortly after, then you can knock him down immediately. In fact, Yes. So anyways, you're normally supposed to beat them off with a weak point smash, from which you can do a series of other stuff. And normally, you would have to defeat a series of other opponents to get them down, mainly. But by using a thing or whatever, we can immediately get a weak point smash, which is supposed to not come until much later. And then we could just do this, and bam, we're done. It's really quick. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is on normal. You can choose whether or not to be on normal or easy mode. Easy mode doesn't really change that much. All it does is do some other different stuff, and that's it. And I'm using my special attack because that also gives you a huge amount towards the goal. There we go. We're done. No fun, Choose. This is why we never get off. Right? Terrible news. The enemy wizard has seized the castle. So this was just a distraction. Where's Princess Zelda? Is she safe? We can't find her anywhere. What? That's impossible. Now, because we have to do this in all difficulties anyways, we actually still have to go on easy mode anyways, so that's probably what I'll be showing for the rest of the playthrough. We can't locate Princess Zelda. I pray she's safe. I must ask for your help in finding her. Just you are willing. Link, be a hero worthy of wearing this tunic.
The Triforce is the harmonious union of power.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's voice actor escape, so we can let that do the thing.
An object of countless battles between the forces of light and darkness. Each time the Triforce fell into the clutches of evil, Hyrule was plunged into misery. But in every age, a hero, clad in green, would restore peace to the land. During one of these dark times, the legendary hero split the spirit of evil into 4 fragments, sealing each away to finally break the cycle of destruction. 3 of the fragments were scattered across time and space. The final fragment was sealed in a sacred temple built upon holy ground, imprisoned by the blade of evil's bane.
Also his master sword. Alright. My apologies if the first part of this game is a bit slow, because there are quite a bit of other stuff that we have to do first. And yes, we get illustration pieces for defeating the Skulltulas. And yes, we needed to do that just to get through other stuff. As for the other stuff, in 100%, they'll probably be earned as we go through. The badge market you could craft show badges for your warriors to enhance you with unique abilities. Creating badges for your warriors at the badge market will help improve their battle abilities. Bonuses granted by badge only apply to the warrior from whom it was created. Creating both rupees and materials, but the benefits they add to the warriors in battles could be immensely helpful in battle. Badges are divided into attack, defense, and assist categories. Go ahead and select the defense category first. The glowing aces indicate badges that can be crafted. Go ahead and make a badge with the materials and rubies you crafted. You've created MTR. The empty bottle one battle, players will be able to use potions during battle. There are other shops that can improve yours as well, so be sure to check them out. Next, we're going to go into attack and create the Kokiri sword with the monster too. We'll go ahead and do that as well. And then for each of the other characters, we're going to start doing a loop where we're going to immediately create their level 1 sword as soon as possible. It's not going to be easy for everyone. Some of them use immediate materials, while the other characters take a little while. But for now, we're going to basically go through and create as many Kokiri swords as we can, because the sooner we do that, the better they become, but there's not a lot else we can do. You're now able to increase Muto's repertoire of attacks. I know. Okay. Yeah, so it did show on normal. Okay, I am going to just continue on with the storyline, and I need to make sure this is on easy, actually, because I want it to be on easy, so it takes not as long. And for purposes untold, I'm actually not going to select Impa here. I'm going to select Link so I can get him more powerful. This is literally just for the purposes of getting him more powerful. And now we can use a slightly better Knight Sword. Ooh, there's an XP one. That's really lucky. We're going to use that.
After an arduous battle, Link and his comrades slew King Dodongo, but the beast was only ever intended as a distraction.
Yes, definitely only a distraction.
Monsters had taken Hyrule Castle. Worse, after the dust had settled, Princess Zelda was nowhere to be found. Impa and Link searched the battlefield for any sign of her, but to no avail. Although the battle had been lost, Impa foresaw Link's importance to the coming war. She bestowed upon him a green tunic, the sign of the legendary hero. Link did not believe himself worthy of the honor, but he was determined to help Impa and her remaining soldiers locate Zelda. Weeks passed. Impa heard a rumor that a handful of soldiers were holding out against the monsters in Faron Woods. The leader of this resistance was supposedly a young woman. Impa dared to hope that this unknown woman was Zelda. Link and Impa decided to make their way to the forest by way of the Elven Caves, a path with its own dangers.
And there we go. Just so you know, for every playthrough other than the first, we're going to be skipping all cutscenes. So yeah, the first little bit will literally just be storyline. Oh. The exit's over there, though we'll have to take the long ride around further the north. Okay, I found out how to do it. So the best way of killing enemies with Link is to just charge up your sword and use that, because it clears enemies in a good center area sometimes. It's really good for clearing out creeps really quickly. From now on, we have to clear out every single monster in most areas, or at least most of the keeps, in order to get our bonus. So we're going to be capturing every single keep in each of these missions for the purposes of getting the heart piece, because most of the time the heart pieces will be hidden behind that. I'm gonna swap to Impa to help this guy out. The best thing about this is that you could just swap to other characters when you need to go to other spots now. So at first it looks like we can't do all of these. If you're carrying more than one usable item, you could switch between them with the left and right. That lava is stopping our progress. We need to find a way past it. I wonder how we get to that. Okay, that one we don't have to capture anymore. Lots of waiting here, unfortunately. Not much we can do until some more dark forces appear out of nowhere like that, and then... I could just do this again. Okay. Now for one of the trickier parts in the game. We need to exert this bomb chew all the way, and if it ever gets stuck with more than a series of skeletons and a couple of other forces, then the bomb chew will stop, and you cannot do anything until it's done. Since I don't like dealing with that, the simplest way of doing so is to literally just keep one warrior right on the bomb chew's face. And kind of just have him fall to other stuff. Meanwhile, there's these big pose vanishing. I'll just deal with them with Impa. And yes, and you can also give commands to playable warriors to essentially march to the destinations. And I'll show that right now. If you pause, you can do command. We're going to do link, and you're going to go towards, and there's an icon you can click on, where if you click on it, you can make him go to the bomb chew icon. So if you do that, Link will automatically go there, and whoa, that was tricky. Okay, we're going to defeat the big pulls now. That was quick. When you have it on easy mode, enemies die way quicker. Most of this is just to speed it up so it doesn't take forever to get for these missions. We can do normal later when we have more stuff. Okay, we actually did this just as fast as a speedrun would. That's part of the reason why you have to keep a warrior there, just to make sure it doesn't do anything. And from there, the bomb chews the other stuff. Now, if there are enemies on the field, you can also send your opponents or other characters towards those opponents. Sheik, here's our cutscene. Oh, this seems a little too familiar. If you've played Ocarina of Time, that is. It's Sheik. I'm not gonna say anything right now from there. The princess isn't dead, he says. You'll reunite with her at some point during your journey, but not quite yet. You can call me Sheik. It's a name that comes from the Sheik tribe. They were servants of the Hyrulean royal family. The Sheik tribe? That's impossible. We can talk more once we get out of this cave. For now, let me join you. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna keep going. Because we need to capture all these keeps anyway. Jeez, I'm just trying to open a test. Is that all I can say right now? A sealed weapon. Okay, I'm gonna move you towards this Skulltula. And now we have to defeat the spirit of the caves. Oh, it's behind that door, I just realized. Okay, well, we can't waste too much time here, so to finish off this next section, we have to send Link all the way down into this area. And in this area is always the same every time. We will find the Spirit of the Caves, which we can defeat in battle. And if we defeat him, that'll cause monsters to stop appearing. There are times where multiple missions will trigger at the same time. Missions are occasionally triggered. Failure savers won't have major effects on battles. To try them out if you need to. Okay, so that's what causes that. Okay, now we kill the salt tubes. The salt tubes are very important to kill. If you have them alive, they'll reduce your health by a ton. They are, like, probably the most annoying enemies in this entire game. If you know where they spawn, though, you can very quickly deal with our stuff much faster. And I can use Sheik to deal with our stuff. Alright. Now there's lots of stuff happening at the same time. There he is. And yes, we probably should have defeated less troops there, because Hudsatua can't even be gotten to until you got to, like, the left part there. I'm just gonna purposely wait at this point. But there will be a treasure there that we could take. Sometimes it takes a really long time for a chest to spawn. Beyond that, though, if we capture all the keeps, chests will eventually spawn in all the areas. Okay. My apologies if we are taking a bit longer than usual. Part of the problem is we need to kill lots of monsters to get our warriors up really strong, but we also need to capture every keep. Make sure we do our stuff. Now let's see what this actually is for. It's Link. Okay, now we can just command Link to go to this keep right here. Crystal Cave. Impa, you're gonna go for this next one. Hopefully that has the piece of art. I keep on pressing this button, which is a bit obnoxious. Gonna probably wait to sign the chest until later. Okay, there we go. We found our piece of the heart now. So piece of heart gives us a piece of heart, and then when I get a heart container, I restore all my health and increase my extra health by 1. Oh, it tells you, by the way, where they're hidden. I'm gonna use Link. If any of your playable warriors free, you'll lose the battle. You can check which warriors are playable by looking at the face icons. It's not necessarily a series object. Remember that a playable warrior fiend will always cause a loss. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna command Impa. You're gonna go to this Bombchu, and so the Sheik, and Link, you're gonna just ride with this one. And if any of them ever get stuck, I will just kill any enemies nearby. Oh, speaking of which, here comes Wizro's intro. First time we get to actually see him proper. Oh yeah, I forgot, this outpost opens. Hang on, we actually have to go here first. I could have easily gone here. We're gonna start by killing these first. Oh gosh, that's obnoxious. I'm trying to kill Rizral first so we don't have to deal with the leader here, because they tend to be harder than regular opponents. Now I actually have to go and make sure the Bombchu is moving, and for each Bombchu you have to kill the target characters that are near it, and that's what causes it to resume. And there we go. Thankfully we got them moving pretty quickly. Okay, one of them is gone. Now that one of them's gone, you don't have to worry about as much stuff now. Okay. Okay, we are done with this mission now. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get more than one piece of art container in a battle. It'll only spawn based off of the Warrior Pit. There we go. Now we can actually go to the exit. And just wait here. We basically have to stall here. Okay, now it's done. This is a pretty straightforward level, thankfully. Now into Fair Webs. I heard rumors of a woman reading of resistance there. Hope that woman is Princess Zelda. Link, info well done. If we combine our efforts, Hyrule may yet survive. Alright. By the way, from now on, whenever we defeat most levels, the main warrior we use will get a cutscene for victory, and that's Link's victory animation, as you can see. You also get other bonuses, such as if you clear the area certainly faster, you'll get more money. The game wants you to use that, but I actually don't like it. The sword is a much better attack, so we'll probably use that instead. But before I do anything, this scenario will not include the Sorceress Savannah, but will probably include a series of other characters. So before we do anything, we're gonna check. There's a fire element recommended stage coming up, so if we put on this, we will reduce our damage there. So let's go ahead and do that, and then just try and create empty battles for as many characters as we can. Okay, so now for the fun part. So we're gonna just spam this until we can get to Kokiri Sword on as many characters as we can, and then we can do other stuff. The biggest interesting thing is we want to get at least one combo on each character, because if we don't do that, the character will be really weak when we use it. But if we do that early, we can do other stuff. Yes, another thing about the Switch version is you can just get upgrades on characters immediately for some reason. So you could just search around and do all this, and you could just immediately use stuff. I'm not gonna do their rank 2 though, because it takes a lot more stuff. Okay, that one is for Linkle. That one's really important. We won't unlock the ability to play as all the characters right away though. Only some characters get unlocked. Okay. And yes, you can quickly change between the warriors you're using. I'll do that for her, because we're gonna have to use her later. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.